Questions anybody has on addiction, because why not? I've actually been really enjoying going live. I've been going live on a lot of all of my platforms pretty much. Um, Actually, well, no, TikTok and Facebook. And I do enjoy YouTube because it does give me the biggest freedom of speech. So that is part of it that I actually really do enjoy. Because especially when it comes to addiction, I think that there's a real side to it that has to be shared. The reality side of it, the raw side of it, of what truly addiction is. To kind of just tiptoe around and kumbaya. I don't think does anyone any good. That's one of the biggest problems when it comes to getting sober. So the more that you hear people's stories, you hear testimony out there, you find out what people did. I think it makes it easier for others to get sober or to get help or to get the support that they need. Because I think that's the most important thing in the world is to realize that you're not alone. That is one of the hardest parts. Like when you're getting sober and you feel like you're in a dark place and like nobody's picking up the phone and nobody's talking to you, and you're like, is it going to get any better? And you're like questioning everything. I think it's important to realize that you're not alone. And that's what I think that live streams even do. I think that's what, when you share it does. That's why I think that hearing other addicts and how people got sober, realizing that there's no right or wrong way to getting sober, no right or wrong way of getting mental health help. I think is so important because, like, it's like, how do I do this, especially in the very beginning? And you think that there's a right or a wrong way to do it, and if I do it how somebody else did it, maybe it will work for me. And then you realize that, dude, we all stumble through it different, and everybody had ups and downs in it, and it's finding your way. And I mean, that's the amazing part, I think, of addiction, and the amazing part of recovery, especially. And that's why I really love working with addicts, because you find some of the most resilient people there is. Addicts have been through hell and back, and they're still standing. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because there's a lot of people out there who aren't standing. Addicts know what it's like to be in hell. And even people with mental health issues know what it's like to be in hell. The worst place is a prison in your own mind, and you don't know how to get out of it. And you're like, Jesus. Um, so that is one of the biggest reasons that I actually share on what I do, and created a whole business around what I do. When it comes to people helping people, I think it's super important. I deal with even today I did a lot of one-on-one mentorings with a lot of addicts and a lot of people with struggle with ADHD. ADHD, I've noticed I deal with, I think, the most. I talk with the most people with that out of any diagnosis. ADHD and addiction like play hand in hand so much. And so that's why it's important, I think, just to realize that mental illness can play a role in it. Addiction can play a role in it. Addiction is coping. And it's okay to be fucked up, and it's okay to be going through shit, because that's the worst. Is when I got sober, I thought after 30 days I was going to be good and great, and I thought after I went to therapy, like everything was going to be good. And why after 30 days is it not good, and why is it getting worse? And like, why am I angry, and why am I struggling with shit all of a sudden, and why am I going through what I'm going through? To realize that it was just kind of part of the process. You have to learn to kind of live life again. You have to realize that your brain is a little bit screwed up, and it's okay to get it leveled out. And that's why I think it's important to find what other people have been through, because then it just reinforces that you're not alone in it. Because that's the part that sucks, man. When you feel that you're alone, dude, and the for worse is feeling alone, then you start feeling broken. Then what's wrong with me? And then you're a burden. And when that shit starts going through your head, it gets so toxic, and we start cutting out everybody in our life, and then we wonder why it's getting bad again. And then nobody's even reaching out to us anymore, and then we feel that they don't care, but we've already cut them off. And it's some brutal cycles we go through. You're welcome, Shannon. Thank you for being here still. I think it's important to share. Why do you always talk about the 19-year show? A little bit of its sales factor. Death Row, if you want to know the truth on some of the stuff I do. I don't know a whole lot, but I also know how to sell. Takes time to heal, man. 12 years sober, still not. Yeah, no, I get it, dude. I got sober 7/25/17, and like the first 5 years of my recovery, I hated life. Like, I hated it. I was sober and I hated life. And I'd go to like AA and stuff, and people are like, "Yeah, I'm 6 months sober, and my life is the greatest it's ever been." And I'm like, "Fuck you, dude. I'm a year sober, 2 years sober, and I'm angry as hell, man, and I'm struggling. I ended up going to trauma therapy. Trauma therapy really helped me a lot. My wife committed suicide in 2015, and that just screwed me up. I had childhood trauma before that, and I didn't realize how bad it screwed me up. So to find out about healing through therapy was so important. Your ADHD, bipolar, attempted suicide. I feel that, Shannon. I'm proud of you still being here. I'm diagnosed. I lost my wife in 2015 to suicide. She killed herself. We were both addicts. 2017, my dad was a really successful doctor. He killed himself in his car. 2018, I was a year and a month sober, and I attempted suicide because I just wanted to end it. I hated life. The first year of sobriety, like I couldn't get happy, and everyone's telling me how happy they are, and I'm like, I'm not happy. In fact, I'm getting worse. And that was the worst. Sal, thanks for being honest. I was like, what the fuck? This is intense. I got 9 years off of pills and IV heroin. Exactly. There you go, Death Row. And props to you on that, dude. I'm very honest and real. One of my biggest hooks is if I talk about, because everything I share about is true. Like, part of my addiction was sex. I did hook up with my ex-wife's cousin a bunch, and I was having an affair with the receptionist and stuff. And I know that it's sales that kind of, wait, what's he talking about? The real reality of it, though, is like that, dude, of IVing heroin, and pills. And pills probably led you to the heroin, and that story of that darkness of where you go. You've been to some fucking, if you're IVing heroin, dude, I can tell right now, dude, I give you all the props in the world. You've been to some fucking dark places and pits of fucking hell. It's scary, man. You're still drinking and struggling. I feel that, Shannon. That's hard part too, is because drinking is a part of almost like coping for us. It's a part of us actually just like, how do I stop my brain? Like drinking is a solution. Unfortunately, it's a solution for temporary numbness. But what are we trying to numb, and what's the true problem? How did I attempt? I tried to hang myself. I had it all hung up. I had hung myself on it. Like it supported my weight, and the only thing that stopped me, I was going to drink a fifth of vodka, and I went to grab the vodka out of the fridge or out of the freezer, and the vodka was frozen because my ex-wife filled it with water because she thought I was going to drink it, and I was so pissed. That's actually what stopped me from going through with it. Was I was so angry at my ex-wife for thinking I was going to relapse, and then it dawned on me, and I'm like, I won't fucking hang myself. I had a bleach out there with a brush to scrub the blood because I knew I would tear my neck. Like it was fucked up. First time be the hardest. Yeah, no, it is. It definitely is. I want to stop drinking. My entire family drinks. I'd lose everyone and everything if I stopped. You wouldn't lose everyone and everything, but it feels like you would, and it's okay though, Shannon. I'll be 1 year sober. This Xmas started when you watch your videos about wife being suicidal. Thank you. You're welcome, Bird. Well, I'm glad. And congratulations to you, though, man, because that's ultimately you who's the one that fought through. I'm really open about like stuff like that. I think you have to be open about the trauma. You have to be open about the reality because we've all been through some pretty fucked up stories. And you hear other people's stories, and everybody's story is like more inspirational than mine. And I'm like, dude, how did you make it through that? And it's like we don't validate our story. We don't validate what we've been through. Yeah, I've seen some stuff. Plead the fifth. Yeah, I can imagine that. Ron. A lot of us plead the fifth on some of that. I showed a perspective I didn't know existed. Yeah, awesome. I'm glad you're here still. I had that. I had it that killed me in 2015, but come back. There you go. I love it. Isn't it weird how we try to make it better for everyone? Yeah. No, that's the worst part is we try to harmonize and make things better for everybody, and at the same time we just destroy ourselves. We ruin ourselves, and we make it worse, and we become the victim. It's self-sabotaging mentality. And that's really what it is. It's a very big self-sabotaging mentality that we have when we're trying to make life wonderful for everyone else, but not for ourselves. We want everyone else to be happy, but oh, fuck our happiness. We don't deserve our happiness. And then the resentment builds in there, and then we're angry in there. Now we're coping unhealthy with that because we actually did it to ourselves. You really have to learn not to give two shits. Not giving two shits doesn't mean that you don't love your family, doesn't mean that you don't love your friends. It's just how you handle situations and not putting other people in front of you. I was one of the worst self-sabotagers there was. And that is part of like even with ADHD and the rejection sensory. There's backstories to a lot of this when you really learn what's going on in your brain. I wish I could be as open. Don't Bird, when it's time for you, it's time for you if you ever are. That's the thing, is if you ever are. Like, I don't know why I got open about it. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how this, when I first started sharing, I didn't share about any of the stuff really that I share about now. I shared a little bit about my like alcohol addiction, and they're going to be amazing, but it went on a cycle. How do you break the cycle of self isolation? Is by acknowledging it to begin with. Um, is really what my suggestion is, EJK. Is you acknowledge, okay, I am self-isolating. Now, how do I break this? And a lot of times it's just reaching out to like close friends and being real with close friends. I have no problem being real with people and being like, hey, I am self-isolating. I need some fucking help, dude. What are you doing right now? Go over to somebody's house. You got to do these little breaks to get yourself out. It's amazing what happens if you're self-isolated even for like 5 days and you just get outside, what that does for you. Because I know that it feels like we don't stop to take ourselves into consideration because helping you it makes you feel less shitty. You're doing your unhealthy coping is to help others feel better, but now you feel even more shitty in your own way. But you think that it's not going to make you feel shitty because you're helping others, but now you're even feeling worse because you're a lazy piece of shit and everybody's happy and you're not happy. So obviously you don't deserve fucking happiness. I mean, dude, I was that way. I was the biggest bitch when I was an addict. It was almost this way to enable myself to use. And I would go through cycles. That's how my brain works. If you want to know how an addict brain works, was like that. Was literally like, I guess I'm just a piece of shit. I guess I'm just shitty and I don't deserve happiness. And everybody else is happy because they don't realize what I'm doing for them. So fuck everyone and I'm going to go get high. That's how it worked. Hello again. How are you? I'll let you know. Go to work. That's how you break isolation. Some people you do and some people you don't. You gotta throw yourself in the ring, figure it out as you go. You definitely do. A bit weird, but how do you recommend like stopping a bender before you don't stop a bender, dude? That's the worst part is if you know how to stop a bender, tell me, and I will do videos up the fucking ass on it. Because I went on a bender before I went on a bender. Like I knew when I was going on a bender, and I think anybody who's an addict knows, dude. We're on a bender mentally, like up to a week before we go on a bender. Like we are building it so far in our head that we deserve this. That I mean, it's that weird. We're withdrawing from everything. We're setting it up for this bender, and it's almost like a relapse. Like we relapsed before we relapsed. Same with the bender. Like we're on a bender before we're on a bender. And so if you know how to stop that, dude, props. Like I could tell when I would start to like glorify and be. I always called it being more of a bitch. When it was more of a poor me, the worst poor me attitude I had was the more I was leaning towards a bender. Because once it got too bad, now I had to just go and do it because I needed to just break away from all of this, if that makes sense. Need motivation, help others better, help myself. I'm a giver, not a taker. It's not a taker, dude. A giver is you have to give to yourself. And that's one thing that we're not taught. And that is that victim mentality. And I was the same way, Shannon. I was the same. I am a harmonizer. I'm going to help people. I'm a helper, dude. Being a helper is helping yourself too. If you look at what it truly is, it's helping yourself too. New job helped me not be isolated because pushed me through. Awesome. I love it. And new jobs can definitely help. And that is the thing is like sticking to your routine, sticking to work, going to work, all that stuff does help. Thoughts on meetings? Meetings can definitely help, Gabriel. I'm not against NA. I'm not against AA. I will say this: they helped in a lot of ways by getting like good support. It helped by being around people that were addicts and realizing I'm not the only one screwed up. But there's also things about the meetings I didn't like. Fair. I used to go down Mad Whiskey, pop perks. So yeah, no, exactly, Triggs. I never popped perks. I would pop. I actually very functioning with hydrocodone, Norcos. But wasn't a big pill popper. But like I would go on like I'd get ready for benders and I would just have it like set up isolation wise for it. Before I go, please don't double tap. No, oh, thank you, Shannon. I appreciate you. Good evening. Do you still do? I don't go to meetings anymore, Ben. If you want to know the truth, I don't. I'll go to a couple meetings a year sometimes. Like and even this year, I don't think I haven't been to a meeting this year. Last year I just went to a meeting. But I don't really go to many meetings anymore. Just it's not. I haven't found one out here that I like. I haven't had the desire and the urge. I do a lot of work with addiction and addicts and mentoring and one-on-ones. I help a lot of people go to meetings. If somebody asked me to go to a meeting with them, I would. But for myself, no. Can you stop a bender when you refuse to continue and you're truly sick of your own? Exactly. That's the only way, Bird, is you can stop a bender is when you decide you want to stop a bender. I mean, my rock bottom, I was sobbing in my bed, bawling my fucking eyes out. Chasing drugs was never for me. Yeah, no. Chasing drugs for me, though, was everything. Cocaine, for me, was the best solution in the world. Alcohol, best solution in the world. My brain truly believed that these were the best things for me that took away my pain. And it was fucked up, dude. They were the worst solutions. That's true. I used to make sure I'd have these days off. Yeah, no, I used to plan my drinks. I used to plan days, dude. I knew when my days off were. I'd be like, oh, okay, I got like Sunday and Monday off, dude. So like Saturday night hits, dude, and my bender is now. And I was a very functioning alcoholic, and I was a very functioning coke addict. Like, so I was smart in the way, like, I didn't want to lose my job, but I didn't care about my job. And so like, man, I'd make sure I fucking got to fucking, 8 balls, whatever. I had to have a couple fifths of vodka, find a fucking hotel that was by a liquor store, buy a fucking In-N-Out or a Taco Bell, and I would just go on one, dude. 100%, yeah. How much clean time? 7:25:17 is my was my sobriety time. That's when I got sober. Dude, I had a lot of ego for a long time. Ego is toxic as fuck, and it's hard to break your ego. Tried to be the helper, couldn't be good. Dude, all the helper does is drain you, Tina. It just drains you, and next thing you know, it just gets worse, and you're not helping anybody. You're not helping yourself. You're the most important person. Kratom withdrawal vlogs were immense. Recently, kratom withdrawals horrific. No, kratom withdrawals are horrific, and props for that. Reminded you when you IV'd heroin, yeah. No, and that's the thing. Like the kratom withdrawals fucking suck, dude. It wasn't what I thought it would be. And I'm glad that they really help a lot of those people when it comes to withdrawals on them, to know what to expect. Good at distraction from recovery. What's that? Tina, I've been burnt. Yeah, we always burn ourselves helping other people. Show up for yourself. Exactly, you have to. Caffeine is amazing. Love your stuff, dead ass, honest. Yeah, you're welcome. And I try to be as honest as I can. What do I do for fun instead of getting high? I do a lot, man. I float the river. I do a lot of hiking. I love the gym. I play magic cards. I collect magic cards. I collect Pokemon cards. I play Pokemon Go. I walk a ton. I love the gym though. I love swimming. I have a lot of hobbies. I'm gonna go look at Christmas lights. Like during the holidays here, I love seeing Christmas lights and just walking the Christmas lights. So I find a lot of stuff that I just enjoy doing. Like I put together a planner. If you go to ericzink.com, I created my own planner because this is what I use. This is how I function on my reality, my life is this. But I literally I plan out my days, and in my days I have little adventures and things that I want to do, and I go do those. Would I do kratom again? Absolutely not. Got out Adderall, girlfriend, handle meds so I don't abuse them, help me get through the struggle. Good. Awesome, Bird. Girl, yeah. Stopped everything, clean cigarettes, couldn't impress. Cigarettes were hard for me to quit. Been clean since 2018. Way to go, way to go, teen. Motivation was still there, but was healthy alternative, yeah. Consume. Do you need to? No, addiction's different for everybody. That's the thing, is addiction is different for everybody. And an addict isn't there to call out another addict. An addict has to literally look in the mirror and go, I'm a fucking addict. Any experience with benzo? I've used benzos before. I was actually prescribed Xanax after my dad killed himself. When my wife killed herself and committed suicide, I went on hardcore using. That was my big self-medication on that grief. So when my dad committed suicide, I didn't want to go down that same path. I was 3 weeks sober, and I went to a psychiatrist, and they ended up prescribing me Xanax. And it helped. It helped me fend off the panic attacks so I didn't relapse into cocaine and alcohol, which was really amazing. I wasn't on it tremendous time, but like even getting off of benzos is very, very painful. It is deadly. Do it with a doctor, because how it affects your central nervous system is this. I'm stopping because of that. Benzo use is a deadly withdrawal. There's two withdrawals that will kill you: benzos and alcohol. Look at your central nervous system, which is your heart rate, it's your blood pressure, all that is your central nervous system. And what a benzos do is it's like putting a weighted blanket on your central nervous system. It just relaxes the fuck out of it. Well, when you pull that weighted blanket off and you quit, it's not like your central nervous system pops back up to normal. What happens is it's like taking a weighted blanket and your central nervous system wakes up and is ready to fucking fight, man. It is hyper excited. So that's what throws off your heart rate. That's what throws off your blood pressure so much. That's why it's really common for people to go into seizures. You can die from cardiac arrest. That's why it's really important to get with a doctor if you're going to withdraw and you're going to go through possible withdrawals on it. You love my channel, Fancy loves. That's awesome, and thank you, Teen. I appreciate that for your spiritual trio. One got one. There you go. One day at a time. Yeah, just curious. I love your videos. Procrastination. Dude, procrastination shower is the worst, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that, King. Dude, I have a huge bucket list. My dad took his life November 9th. I mean, my heart goes out to you. That's a lot of healing to do. Trust me on that. 20 years. Yeah, I would definitely get with your doctor on it. Get with your doctor on the benzos because you're going to probably want to get some medication to help with that. What up, Twisted? How are you? It's like drowning. It's horrible. It is. I can relate. Thanks. Oh my God, the bucket list is awesome. Yeah, you have to have a bucket list. You get prescribed K's prescribed. I hate over sedation. I feel that. You get K's, really? Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Owen. Even though hey, you're not messing up. You're just learning. That's all it is learning. You're never messing up. If you have Coke and hookers, I'd love that. Yeah, dude, that was back in the day, dude. I loved Coke and I loved sex, and I loved alcohol. If you could theoretically IV heroin just one time, guaranteed overdose with no cravings, just the experience, would you do it? Nope, not at all. Because I love my life. Like it wouldn't bring me anything in life, if that makes sense. Like I really learned to find joy in life, and it took me a long time. Like it wasn't easy by any means. And it took me a long time to find joy in life. And I mean that. Like, I fucking hated life for a long time. So to finally have found a lot of joy in life, like, it wouldn't do anything for me. So I hope that makes sense. Like that's the thing is, like, people are like, well, would you ever try drinking again? Like, well, what's alcohol going to do? Like, alcohol's a depressant. I love my life. I'm in the process of losing weight. I've gained a lot of muscle. I go to the gym. Like, I love a lot of my life. What is this alcohol going to do for me? Like, absolutely fucking nothing. So why? You know what I mean? Like, it's weird when you get your brain that way, but it's also cool. I'm 21 and on Coke 1.5 years. I'm clean 5 months. Just happy because I learned the lesson young. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I hope that your brain's doing good on that too, Kale. Because like that was the hard thing when I got off of Coke was my brain, dude. The dopamine tolerance. I couldn't get happy. Thank you, Made in Canada. I appreciate that. If you're on one more Klon a day, I understand sedated, anything over 1 milligram a year. Yeah, that's the thing is finding the right dosage. And that's where a lot of it is trial and error with your doctor. Thank you for acknowledging my comment, even though K is toe type strong as that. So no, but K also helps people. I mean, I will never bash a benzo out there. I don't bash ADHD meds because our stories are all different. And if somebody's on a benzo, and you're on Klonopin, say, and you're on 1 milligram of Klonopin a day, okay? Well, your drug of choice was heroin. So it's either a needle in your arm with shit that's probably cut with fentanyl. The odds of ODing are pretty fucking high. Not everyone carries Narcan, so the odds of you dying is pretty good. In a bridge, underneath, STDs, all that shit that comes along with sharing needles. You take that Klonopin, man, because that's a hell of a lot better than the fucking needle, if that makes sense. Thank you, I appreciate that. So kind of do those videos. You helped me. Dude, you helped yourself, dude. Way to go on getting sober and fighting through, dude. 9 months is huge. Carbonated, horrible, yeah, educated. Yeah. Amazing if anyone's interested in dopamine addiction. No, dopamine addiction is real, dude. And dopamine searching is really difficult, too. And a lot of times with ADHD, it's a brutal fight. When you're sober last month after fentanyl, way to go, William, dude. That's huge, man. Fentanyl's a scary drug, dude. Way to go. I'll admit, I hooked on Adderall. It's hard to get off and gain weight fast when I quit. Yeah, I gained weight fast when I quit nicotine. When I quit nicotine, actually, I gained a ton of weight. And it is, and it's okay to admit an addiction to something. Has anyone tried Concerta for I have not. It was on my list. It does help. It is a ADHD med. Concerta is. How much do drug dealers make? Depends. I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate that, Carpenter. Hey, Ashley. Been diagnosed with combined ADHD. Combined ADHD with what? Felt crazy all my life. Looking forward to trying some medication. I take Adderall is the med that I'm on. I take 10 milligrams between 7:30 and 8 a.m. and then I take 10 milligrams between 12:30 and 1:30. So actually, right now the Adderall's out of my system. You want to know what an Adderall crash looks like for people? This is my Adderall crash actually right now is happening. You won't ever really notice though because I take such a low dose and I know how I feel. I can feel the motivation slipping. I'm not as excitable. Like I can feel a little bit of that. But I also like I have stuff to look forward to because like after this I'm gonna eat dinner and then I'm gonna go to the gym and then I'm gonna walk for like an hour and then I'm gonna go sit on the couch next to my wife and tell her that she's hot and try and flirt with her. And then I'm gonna watch a movie. She's probably gonna take a bath. I'm gonna get into bed. I'm gonna sleep. Um, have you ever felt like you're a burden to everyone? Yes, absolutely, I have. Yeah, yeah. How I overcame it is I started calling people and talking to them, and they actually gave me a lot of reinforcement that I wasn't. And I had to find out why I was feeling like I was a burden. You feel like you're a burden, you're broken, you're damaged, you're invisible, that you're fucking unlovable, that you're a piece of shit. I mean, I know these feelings, man. This is how I felt. Especially when I was suicidal and I attempted suicide. I'm burdened. Dude, my mom's life's gonna be better off without me. My ex-wife's life's gonna be, everyone's fucking life is better off without me. Fuck, man. Fuck life. That's where I was at. But it was amazing when I started talking to people and realizing I wasn't a burden. And that's the thing that you have to really open your eyes up to is that you're actually not a burden. You're not broken. You're not damaged. You're not visible. And a lot of it is depression. A lot of it is that internal dialogue. Your internal dialogue is some of the scariest shit, dude. The way that we talk to ourselves is we would never talk to anyone else that way. And that's one of the things a lot of times that we don't realize. And how I ended up getting help, I had to get the right therapist. I had to find the right, what was triggering and bringing these emotions up for me. I had to learn a lot of different things when it came to this to break these patterns. Because the worst was when I isolated myself mentally and had these conversations in my head mentally. I was selling myself on this, if it makes sense. Ritalin is less addictive to Adderall, but harder on your BP. It can be, yes. I worked for emergency opiate overdose response team for many years. We lost so many and still are fentanyl. Yeah, fentanyl's scary, man. I felt crazy too, girl. I was diagnosed in late 20s. Haven't tried it. Yeah, Adderall for me worked. Like Ritalin dropped me too quick and hit me too fast. You need some eye drops to red out your eyes. That's funny. How's it going, View? Followed your advice yesterday. Family decided to send my grandma to the hospital. Good. I'm awesome. And I hope that worked out for you, Ocean. That's how it feels when you're going through these situations. It does. We are burdens, but you're not burdens. That's the thing is you think you're a burden, but you're not. And then it's funny because then family members and stuff and the loved ones will look at you and be like, "How the fuck are you feeling that way?" And you're like, "But you don't understand." And they're like, "Where'd you get this from?" And it's amazing when you really have real conversations with people that you think you're a burden to, and you start saying, "Well, you said this or you did this," and they're like, "When?" And you realize how much of this was in your fucking head. It wasn't even reality. It's fucking fucked up. Um, let's see, warmth, anything. Absolutely. Your eighth attempt, giving up, dying, trying to suicide. No, dude, it gets so much better. Where do you know where to go to get DMT? No, I have no idea where to get anything anymore. You're right. Wait, or you just don't do it. But no, it is one of those that yeah, you run through these things of suicide ideation and depression and a lot of this stuff, and it's okay. But the big thing is knowing why, knowing why and where it's coming from, what's bringing it on. You can legally get a frog online, yeah. How would you help people in your life who also suffer from depression? You can't necessarily. I mean, if you're with somebody that suffers with depression, you want to help them, man, send them memes. Send them a song that you heard that you like. Go over to their house and sit next to them, dude. Sometimes they just want some company. Maybe help them do their clothes. Tell them, hey, I'm going to do a load of laundry for you. Bring them some food. Just being a friend, man, and not running away. That's how you help somebody with depression because you're not going to fix it for them. We have to fight through it ourselves. But one of the things is that's so hard when you're depressed is you are in isolation. You are by yourself. You are struggling mentally in a lot of ways. And we don't realize that. And all we want to do is be almost seen and heard. So we want to be a part of people's lives. Like we want to know that we matter, but we can't tell us that. We can't ask somebody to tell us that we matter. So to have a random just funny meme sent to you and somebody go, dude, I saw this and I thought of you, can help somebody. You know, to send somebody a song and say, hey man, I heard this and I was just thinking about you. Like that's the type of stuff that actually helps people. Those smallest acts of kindness that were so unexpected, that were so random, is what helps people with depression, is what helps people who are struggling because it validates our existence. It wasn't anything that we asked for. YouTube used to be much better where we could message people directly, introduce other. Yeah, I know. YouTube has definitely changed. Much love back at you. You have to go, well, later, Ocean. Download. Well, good luck with that. But no, I mean, I hope that answers that question on how to help people with depression because people do ask that a lot. Like, how do you help someone with depression? You know, and if you think about it, when you were depressed, how would somebody help you with depression? You know, that's what it's all about. And are you safe? It depends. We'll find out in a bit. DMT is real powerful stuff, dude. DMT can fuck you up. Have you ever heard of the benzo blues, even if the med is working? Yes. Benzos aren't, so that's the thing though too, is benzos aren't like SSRIs, where like serotonin can help a lot with mood regulation. Um, benzos is more coating and calming of your nervous system. So it's not going to necessarily help with stuff like that. Your give a fucks go down. What's the best thing for insomnia when you're depressed and also quitting stuff? Here's the thing: you're depressed. Depression is going to be normal. Here's the best thing when you're quitting. You go to ericbzink.com. I'm throwing in an ad right here. You go to ericbzink.com and you buy the magnesium glycinate. And here's why. All right, I'm going to science you. I'm going to out science you now. But here's why actually you want magnesium glycinate. So you're dealing with depression. So magnesium glycinate will actually help with your cortisol levels and your nitric oxide levels in your blood. It also lowers your cortisol levels down and regulates it. If you do the research in it, it's amazing what magnesium will do for depression and anxiety. Also, though, it forces your brain to create natural melatonin, and natural melatonin is how you sleep. A lot of times with addicts and ADHD meds and stuff like that, you have a massive magnesium deficiency and you're not sleeping right. Trust me on it. Start pounding the magnesium. It will make a fucking huge difference. Um, if you need Eric to call wellness check on you live, I will. I would do that. Oh my God, I follow you on Instagram. I had no idea you had to use you. I do. Hi, Olivia. How are you? You appreciate my videos, so thank you. I'm going to prescribe once my doctor is done ECG. Nice, Ashley. I'm starting to wear and tear my CNS system. The point myself. Grounding techniques are huge, dude. Find what grounding techniques work for you. That's the best part about it. Magnesium glycinate is not hard on the liver. No, nope. Magnesium. What happens if you take too much magnesium is you will shit. You will shit like no other because it forces water into your intestines. How do people handle coming off addictive substances when people want to? It depends on what they're coming off of. I mean, there's a lot of ways around it. When it comes to Tyler, it comes to the substances. You find out why you're using. You know, I mean, a lot of people are using because of trauma. A lot of people are using for escape, to numb. Typically, it's a very unhealthy self coping mechanism. I used to use because it made my brain go quiet. I used to use because it made my pain go away. It was a very unhealthy coping, and so it's learning why do you use. It's learning to heal through that using. There's a whole process to it, dude, and it gets better. um, I'm afraid of come off bed slowly or in general because everyone is saying it's deadly. What med is that? A benzo? Benzos are deadly, but it depends on the dose that you're on and get with your doctor. What advice would I give on what? On coming off, it depends on the med. Maybe you should formulate your own ADHD supplement. I actually don't. So I actually, Twisted Reality, I was going to, but I actually work with a company that did it. It's called Phase 1. It's Dial It In. This is L-theanine, L-theanine. This is all the B vitamins you need. This is caffeine. I actually don't take my ADHD meds on the weekend. I take this instead, and it works great. This stuff's actually really fucking amazing. Um, yeah, 6 milligrams of Klonopin. I mean, I would taper it off. I'd get with your doctor on it and probably taper with him to where you're on 4 milligrams. Go to like the 2 milligrams to the 1 milligram to the half a milligram to no milligram. That's the safest way to really get off of it. Um, how would you deal with the fact that you see your life going to shit while others are already having their lives together? You're beating yourself up, and that's okay. Because we all go through that. Even the people that are successful are going through that and looking at everybody else and saying, "Why are they better off than me?" What are you basing this off of? I mean, I got sober at 40 and I thought my life was fucked. Or sober at 36, excuse me. I thought my life was fucked. I got sober too late. The life has already passed me by. Little did I know all of a sudden that my life would become fucking amazing. Your life can become amazing at any time, and you have to realize that. But it comes into setting goals. It comes into what's holding you back. Why are you self-sabotaging? Why are you destroying your life? What do you want to do with it? Do you feel lung improvements after drug use? No, you don't feel lung improvements after drug use. No. Yeah, exactly. Twisted. I used to make. Yeah, I did too, Jesse. I used to make my mind stop too. How long felt? 5 years. You want to know how long it took me to feel actually recovered? 5 years. The first year sober, I fucking hated it. I fucking hated it. The second year sober, I hated it. I hated myself. The third year sober, I was a little bit better, but I started realizing that I needed to make some changes. I realized how much I hated my ex-wife, I hated my life, and that I needed change. And then I ended up moving, I ended up separating, I ended up making some life choices. My life got a little bit better. And it wasn't quite as bad, but I still wasn't happy. I was still self-sabotaging in some ways. And then I went to trauma therapy. This is 2022. I go to trauma therapy and I find out how much fucking trauma I actually had. Lots of abandonment trauma, lots of childhood trauma, lots of healing I had to do. I hadn't grieved my dad's suicide or my wife's suicide, any of that shit, man. I just had it all piled on my chest. And I did a lot of work on myself. And 23 and 24 have been fucking amazing. Like fucking amazing. This year has been the most amazing. If I died tomorrow, I'm so glad I had the last 2 years. And that's reality. When like, I've had no urges to use or anything, and all I've done is watch my life become fucking amazing. I mean, I went to Europe. I saw Taylor Swift in Europe with my wife and my daughter. In Germany, I mean, I went to the England. We went to the Olympics. Went to Amsterdam. Fucking all over. Went to the Caribbean. Did a ton of traveling. Fucking just put an offer in on a house. Like, I've had an amazing life, and it was a fucking bitch, dude. And like, if you would have told me when I first got sober, this is where I'd be, and it would actually be this way, oh shit, dude, everything would have changed. But I didn't know that. Like, I hated being sober for a very long time because I wasn't good here. I couldn't be happy. I couldn't fucking just find joy in life for a long time even. What made me hold on, not give up? My dad committed suicide. It was one of the parts. When I got sober, I didn't want to get sober. I got sober. My whole goal when I got sober was I was going to get sober for like 6 months, and then I was going to relapse. I'll put my life together. 6 months later, I'll relapse out. That's all right. And my dad killed himself. And it was like, fuck, man. Like, I just lost my wife and now I lost my dad. Like, that fucking hit me, man. And I was sober before he died. And I'm like, fuck this, dude. I'm holding on to it. And I did. And I fought for my sobriety. I try to get sober, and then it's like I'm not normal, even though I feel emotions. And damn, yeah, no, that's the part is we don't know how to handle those emotions, though. We don't know how to handle those emotions, and being normal is fucking scary sometimes, dude. And that's okay. How does someone find out if coke is laced, like with fentanyl? Turning blue on the ground? Yeah, testing it's the only way you're ever going to find something's laced. Can you please say hi to Hannah because you helped me understand my ADHD and autism? Hi, Hannah. No, there's a lot of different tests. I actually just did work with a company. I actually like their test. This is called Defent. And this is what they look like. I was gonna do a video on it. I'll show you guys. You guys, you want to know why I like this company? There's one reason I like this company, and this is why I did business with them. Is it says fuck fentanyl.
What you doing?
I'm doing a live on YouTube. You almost OD'd on coke yesterday, yeah. A lot of people do. That's my hot wife. She's the one I'm flirting with tonight.
I look so hot.
I'll be like, hey, baby.
I made cookies, but they're not really cookies.
I can smell. I thought you were making dinner, and now I'm like,
nope,
we're having cookies for dinner.
No, they're banana with peanut butter, with oats, with chocolate chips and honey, baked.
Huh. They don't sound too bad.
They're good. I ate too.
I'm gonna eat some.
That was my dinner.
I'm not gonna.
Sounded like dinner.
I know. Right here's the fentanyl test. I haven't never seen this one. So you crush it up and you actually put it in here. I'm gonna do a video on it, but this is how you tell if coke is laced. You're gonna actually test it out.
Is it one-time use?
Yeah. We'll test we test like our flour, so it has fentanyl. What the fuck?
Test the oats that I just made. Test our oats.
Yeah. Does that mean when I OD, I vomit? It can mean, it depends on what you're ODing from. If you're ODing from coke, a lot of times you'll vomit. Your body will reject it out of your system. Jan, yeah, exactly, Jan. You need to chill on the coke, dude.
That's a sign that I think you might be doing too much.
When did you figure out I had ADHD? I got diagnosed ADD at 13, re-diagnosed ADHD at 17. Now, if you see in like a lot of my videos, I tagged this company. It's called ADHD Online. You can get diagnosed. ADHD Online is an amazing company, and I think it's even in the description of this video. But you can go to ericbzink.com, and there's a link I think for it there. But ADHD Online is great because they hook you up with a psychiatrist. To get tested for ADHD is a couple hour long test. It is a process, and just because you think you might have it doesn't mean you necessarily have it. But it's really important too because then it helps you find the actual help that you can get, either through meds or whatever. Go Blue. Hi, we have any advice to give an alcoholic on how to quit? What would you say? Find the desire to. That's the biggest. You want to know my advice to quit alcohol is find the desire to. Do you want to fucking quit? Are you looking in the mirror and going, I need to fucking quit. I'm an alcoholic. Because that's the first step. And then it's telling everybody that you're an alcoholic and asking for help. Because now all of a sudden you're going to get some accountability there, and it kind of sucks, but it's what you need. Hospital won't care if you OD. Hospital don't give two shits. Cocaine's the biggest reason why people with any kind of drug is going to go to the ER, is cocaine. So you showing up there ain't nothing they're going to do. You're not in cardiac arrest, so it is what it is, and you're a junkie, dude. Do you ever consider weed as harmful? For some people it is. For some people it isn't. It depends. I'm all for Cali sober. My brother is allergic to fentanyl. He has seizures all the time. Every time he does it, do you ever see? No, but I could imagine that could happen, Christy. I'm surprised on the seizure part. I mean, I've watched people do it who do the nod and shit. Who just do the whole fading out and fading in thing. But I've never seen somebody go into seizures, personally. But I could imagine. I mean, it's strong enough. I could see that kind of happening. Thoughts on kratom? It's scary shit. I don't like kratom. I'm not pro kratom at all. I have a vlog up where I actually vlogged my withdrawals on kratom. Red kratom's pretty fucking brutal. Red kratom suck, dude. It mirrors opiates in a lot of ways. Your brother is allergic to fentanyl. He does. Yeah, I know he is lucky to be alive. But that's the sad part about an addict. We'll keep using it when we know it's killing us. That's the sickest side of addiction, is that we will keep using until we die. You can quit. What am I doing for Christmas? We're home actually for Christmas. We leave to Seattle Thursday for a bit, but Coke itself isn't as harmful, but rather the added substance. No, Coke itself is harmful because of the dopamine tolerance itself. Yeah. And, you got to be careful what you take. He said that that's the nature of the beast. Yeah, no, and that's the nature of addiction. Unfortunately, addicts will just kill themselves. We do. That's the weirdest fucking part and the insane part about addiction is we just kill ourselves and we can't stop and we know it's killing us, but we can't stop. Legally grown. Yeah, no, and for a lot of people though, Jesse, weed helps them. I know people that are Cali sober. I'd rather see somebody who they call it Cali sober here, but who's smoking weed and not doing heroin. Like, cool. Do you suggest leaning off of? You can cold turkey it off of kratom. It's not going to kill you. It's just going to be painful as fuck. Um, or you can taper. It's your call on that. I went cold turkey on it. It sucked. I took the suck, and mine didn't suck a whole lot. I wasn't taking a ton because I knew that it could be addictive. Recovery is different for everyone, Jen. For me, it's a lifetime experience, dude. For me to start feeling normal took me about 5 years. A year and a month sober from coke and alcohol, I tried to kill myself because I hated life. I tried crystal about 6 months on and off and on. I have no cravings, no desire to smoke it anymore. Weird. For some people, that's that case, Michael, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, for some people, that's the case. I mean, I know people that they go do some meth and stuff or whatever, and yep, cool. Okay, I'm kind of done. And I'm like, shit, dude, how'd you fucking do that? Like, I couldn't do that. Meth wasn't one of my drugs of choices, though. Having issues sleeping when you're getting off of kratom. Yeah, you'll have a lot of issues, Dylan, getting off of it. The thing I suggest is definitely start pounding magnesium, bro. Magnesium will help you. Your wife hates you? Yeah, your wife and daughter will hate you as you keep using. And you know why your wife and daughter hate you? It's because you love cocaine more than you love them. And they know that. And they don't understand it. And they don't know why. Why does my husband, who I love a substance more than me? It's the trauma that we create to our loved ones. It is the trauma that we create to our loved ones where they never will understand how did dad, how did my husband, how did my wife, how did I give them all of my love and they love me less than a substance? She isn't the reason you do it. You're the reason you do it. If she's the reason you do it, then leave. It's that easy. I also noticed hair dryer isn't nourishes Adderall. Yeah, it is. Adderall forces a lot of stuff out of your system. Why do you think people telehealth pushing ketamine on people? Ketamine's being pushed on a lot of people because there is health benefits to ketamine. Usually they're trying to get you to do like the tablets or the IV. It's not through the snorting. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan because there is addictive sides to it. I like magnesium glycemate. That's what I use. There's magnesium citrate and glycemate. I prefer glycemate. Go to ericbzink.com. Bucket list of surviving cancer 5 years now. Way to go, Michael. How old am I? I am 44 years old. My wife is 39. I have a stepdaughter and I have a stepson, and I love them to death. Well, congratulations on surviving cancer. That's huge. I would go back to work. I go back to working on yourself. I don't like that they're pushing ketamine because people will if it's not supervised. I'm really against unsupervised ketamine, but it's the same as with kratom. I mean, they sell kratom in gas stations here, and I don't agree with that. Um, I don't like that they're. Oh, how would you ask people for help without making it sound weird? Let it be weird, dude. Help. I'm struggling. I'm an addict and I need some help, bro. Just like that. And it depends on who I'm asking, but like I had no, I was at the point I didn't fucking care, dude. I was like, I'm addicted to alcohol. I don't know what to do, man. I need help. Can you help me? Nope, I'm not 40. I'm a little older than 40. Yeah, exactly. Just asked. 8 months clean off of meth. Congratulations, Chelsea. That's huge, dude. Congratulations. 8 months off of meth is a while, dude. And you're probably still going through the mental side of it, the mental ups and downs and the fuckery. Feel that. Now, you're going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym here in a short bit. I'm going to actually eat dinner. I'm going to take some protein, and I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to go walk. What's the best way to support my mom to stay sober? She struggled after she lost her dad. Get her into therapy. Get her into trauma therapy. Get her to heal. It's hard to stay sober when you lose somebody you love. It's coping, man. It's pain. 8 months is amazing, isn't it? I love seeing people when it's 8 months, even if it's a fucking day, dude. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, I'm gonna go eat dinner and I'm gonna go to the gym myself. I can get my pump on. Today is shoulders. So I'm gonna go work on my shoulders and blow those out, and then I'm gonna fucking walk. But I hope that you guys have a good one, and I will probably be live again tomorrow. Why not?